Hey everybody, Mr. Stewart here, and this is Math We've Got This. In your most recent Desmos exploration, you were looking at pairs of numbers that have a sum less than 10. So in this table of values, and as well as your own and the ones that your peers constructed, you were able to create a scatter plot based on those ordered pairs. And what you noticed, that became clear in your comments is that there appears to be some type of a boundary here that is separating these points to the left or underneath this boundary or less than this boundary from the rest of the Cartesian plane, which you can see here above that particular boundary. So a good question that we should be asking ourselves is, well, what is that boundary? Now, what we have plotted are values that are less than 10. Now, notice that boundary, if we were to add in, let's say, for instance, a couple of extra values. So a pair of numbers that do sum to 10 would be an x value of 0 and a y value of 10. And you can see that point plotted right here at 0, 10. So it's on the boundary. We can also plot another point. So at x equals 10 and at 0, you'll notice that we have another intercept, a particular point that lies on the x-axis. So that's at 10, 0, which itself would also be a part of this boundary line, because those 2 points are part of a relation that are not less than 10, right? That's what we're looking for. But rather, those 2 values in our table of values, these 2 here, would lie in a particular relationship that is equal to 10. So let's have a look at what that looks like. Okay, so we can enter in an equation that represents the sum of 2 numbers being equal to a number or a constant number. We'll call it k. Now Desmos will allow us to use a slider, and in this case the k value is the sum of 2 numbers being 10. So let me click on that and we'll turn that particular feature on, and you can see that Desmos is providing us with, let me erase this line here for us so it's a little more clear to see. So Desmos is plotting that boundary for us, and that would be the equation x plus y is equal to 10. Now that's not the line that we're after, or not the line per se, but really the relation that we're after. So the question was asking us about values that were less than the k value, or in this case, less than 10. So we'll type in or set up an inequality. So x plus y is less than k. In this case, I have to use k1 because the letter k has already been used previously. But we're going to use k1 as our new constant, and we'll set that at 10. So now what does that look like? Well, let's deselect that boundary line and let's select this inequality. And what you can see right away is that the boundary is represented but as a dashed line. And that's because the solution are not just all the green points, but are every single point that you can think of or imagine in this shaded region, except those that would sum to 10. So that's why we have a dashed line, because it's everything less than. So the sum of those numbers that are less than 10. So in your exploration, you might also have thought about exploring other aspects of this particular relationship, and that would be, well, what would happen if it were greater than 10? And if I were to highlight this feature here, you can see that all of the sums that are greater than a value of 10 are within the shaded region above that line, or the line x plus y equals 10.